thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I am so happy. Wow. I can't believe we did it. And we did it in such a convincing way without Quentin, with Randall going out. Oh, my God.
Missed
Mitch.
Two starters in that second half.
Yeah.
And we were only up 10, and the Cavs still could not make a run.
Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely, man. Jalen, RJ, IQ, Mitch was a monster. So Obi, 12 points. Josh, 12 rebounds. Wow. This is a team. And also shout out to Tibbs, man.
Shout out to Tibbs. Huge shout out to Tibbs. Cheers, everybody. My Knicks Aperol Spritz right here.
Yeah, I was doing too much moonshine, so I got to go down a notch.
All right. Wow. This is a phenomenal situation to be in. Shout out to the chat. Welcome, everybody. This is Into the Knicks-Verse, the best post-game show, the most in-depth post-game show around, where you get the brilliant insight from Stephen Fox, from me, and just the love, the most incredible fans around in the chat. Agent Reality, Juan Carlos, Lexa Destroyer, El Marshall, Connor Tule. What's up, brother? We have been waiting for way too long for this moment. But the moment has come. On April 26, 2023, the New York Knicks have defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers 4-1 in 5 games, a gentleman's sweep. They have literally, it's almost like we went back into the past and reversed the events of what happened 2 years ago against the Hawks. We are now the Hawks.
And even like a movie script, after all the drama, like trying to get Donovan, only a 4-game difference, and then we beat his ass in the first round. Yo, you couldn't write a script any better without giving up any of those assets. Now we still have all those assets, all the kids developed, and we're dangerous. Anything's possible, folks.
Anything's possible. And if you happen to catch the pregame show, I said in the pregame show, if the Knicks take care of business tonight, if they go to Cleveland down a starter and a half, because at the moment I still consider Julius a half a starter, because he's got a bum ankle and he wasn't playing well, but I knew he was going to start. If somehow we could still overcome all of that, and pull out the gentleman's sweep, that was going to elevate my perception of this team into a whole other tier. I've toyed around with the, on Twitter, and I've toyed around with the idea, that we could get to the Eastern Conference Finals, maybe even the finals. I even said it in a previous post game, but it was more kind of like, I feel like I'm seeing some things, but this is it. This is not easy to do. What the Knicks did tonight, Foxy, it's not easy to do. Talk about it. It, Foxy.
Yeah, you have 2 players, Garland and Donovan Mitchell, that were, shout out to our guy JD. He had the quietest 28 points I've ever seen. Donovan Mitchell, wow, we took it to him. After those 2 guys, there was nothing there, man. There was nothing there. So, hey, a couple of great stats. Shout out to various people. Tommy Beer. Now, Donovan Mitchell has lost 12 of his last 15 playoff games he's played in. Yo.
Wow.
That's
12 of his last 15?
Yeah.
That's wild. Wild.
That, and also the stat of the night. Shout out to our guy Tommy
World
Beer.
YL. What's that World YL? Sorry to cut you off.
Mitchell Robinson had more offensive rebounds, 11, than Jared Allen and Evan Mobley had defensive rebounds combined. They only had 10. That's monster. That's monster.
Dominance. That's dominance.
Yeah.
This was despite the final score. I don't have any. I mean, I just jumped on. I don't have any graphics or whatever, but I don't even remember the final score. Honestly, I don't even remember the final score. What was the final score?
106.95.
106.95. So we won by 11. this game, interestingly, this game went a different way than I thought it would go. I thought it would be a much more high-scoring game than the previous 4. We cracked the century mark, which is great, but I'm surprised that we were able to hold the Cavaliers under 100, and that just shows the ability of, I mean, the Knicks defense has leveled up, Foxy, and they leveled up in the playoffs in round 1.
4th time we held them under 100 points this year.
And we won all 4 of those.
Yeah.
Outstanding. We got Worldwide L in the house. We got Ancient Reality in the house. We got Juan Suarez in the house. We got Elite Hunters. We got 19 Conman NYC 84. Let's go!
I believe Hector from Morning Brew Sports is in. So he had a great show with Lee today, in fact. So shout out to Hector.
Wait, Hector's in the house?
Yeah, I believe so, for Morning Brew Sports.
That's Hector. Hey, Hector, shout out to you, brother.
So him, Fabulous Phil, Jiggaman, Porto, and they had Lee on today for a great show.
We got K Sings in there. Got Kevin Johnson. Everybody, this is the moment. So when we were in the backstage about to go live, Foxy and I both said, "Now we're not saying we're happy. We're like we don't need more, but." This victory right now and the way it happened, also the way it happened is very instrumental to it. A 5-game sweep over the Cleveland Cavaliers, who were the 4 seed, one above us. To me, I feel like we just won the NBA championship. Like that's it. Like we finally got that monkey off our back. The belief that we have had in this roster, the depth of this rotation, our belief in the young core. Because of course, we don't do shit in this series without Jalen Brunson. But Jalen Brunson doesn't do shit in the series without the Knicks young core coming through.
Truly a team effort, man.
Incredible. Oh, we got a super chat here from
the one
JK 135. What's up, brother? Love the show, George. I'm right in front of MSG right now. Oh, man, I wish I was there and people are going nuts. Oh, man. Text me a video. Tweet me a video, and I'll throw it up, brother. There's a guy in a gorilla mask waving a Knicks flag. Watched it with my boy a few blocks away. This feels awesome. Let's go. Let's effing fucking go. Yes. It's been so long for this. It's been so long. This is a beautiful moment. Because the majority of people who watch this channel are believers in the team. They believe. I mean, obviously they're Knicks fans, but they also believe in the current team and in a certain direction that it should take. So these, like everybody here, this Knicks-Verse community, family, and Sports Vibes TV family. Like look at Miles coming in for some loving.
He's so excited about the Knicks winning too.
We've suffered so much as a fan base, and to finally get this moment is just truly spectacular. I'm so happy to be on here live with you. Thank you, my friend, for joining me.
Oh, thank you. I love this journey with
everybody.
You.
We got 100 in the chat already. This is one of the most beautiful moments in the Knicks world that has happened. Obviously, I mean, winning a chip is a rare thing, and we've only done it twice. But we also have to enjoy these moments, like right now. This is a moment to enjoy. And we have another super chat from our guy, Morning Brew Sports. What's up, brother? Shout out to both Uncle Foxy and Tio Jorge. This team is on another level. This isn't your Jerome James Knicks no more. That's right. No, this is a whole different level. We went into that second half up 10 points, and I wish it should have been 20. We were up 10. Shout out to the CAVS. They weren't going to roll over. They weren't going to play dead. They kept fighting back. Julius Randle, our all-star, our all-NBA power forward, goes down. Doesn't return in the second half. we started the game without our starting shooting guard. So we're down 2 starters. And we kicked these fucking Cavs ass. We kicked their ass, Foxy.
Hey, you know what you said before? I thought they were going to come out with a game 2, in that first quarter, come out real hot and heavy. And I went, I knew immediately, like, whoa, I think we're going to take this game in. I was expecting them to come out and then, lay a calling card like, we're fighting for our lives today. And I'm like, yo, Knicks, holy moly, we were 33-26 at the end of one, beat them 28-25 in the second quarter. And I'm like, where the hell is the backbone on the Cleveland Cavaliers, man? They're playing in front of their fans.
We didn't let them have one.
You're right. Great point.
Mitch
Monster.
Mitch was like he was like a surgeon. He removed their spine. It's like, you want to come in here? Sorry. It's not going to be a friendly place.
And they were timely. Every time his putbacks and stuff like that, it was like, yo, they're like you said, every time it was like taking the will away. And Brunson, as I keep singing that song, what a difference a Brunson makes. He's changed everything, man. Stabilizing this team, having that clutch capability, making the plays. He played some of his best defense of the year tonight. In this game, he played some fantastic defense. Shout out to Brunson. Shout out to everyone. Like I said, shout out to Tibbs. Adrian Reality, 100% right. Shout out to the front office. They showed Scott Perry and Leon sitting next to each other. We kept our assets, and we have even a brighter future because of him holding tight, man.
Oh wait, I just saw like a hilarious. Like, if I don't shout out to whoever put it in the chat. Allen had 4 rebounds. That's hilarious. Allen with 4 total rebounds. He did have 4 assists. Now, they had LeVert, Mobley, and Allen all had each 4 assists. Donovan had 5 assists, and Darius Garland had 4 assists. So the starters, their starters weren't terrible. They just don't have the depth. There's nothing. They struggle making points, making buckets, because they only have 2 actual playmakers, and they're the 2 smallest guys on their roster. We have a multitude of playmakers.
Yeah, no doubt. Imagine if Okoro didn't have all of a sudden find this shot tonight. This game would have been even more of a blowout.
I know, but shout out to him, man. He came in. JB put a little faith in him, and he delivered. And there was a moment there where I was a little bit scared.
Yep.
I was a little bit scared. I was like, oh, shit.
Well, it was the ghost of Knicks past.
Yeah. Didn't Okoro go off on us one game this season?
I don't remember that.
I think it might have even been the first game. Yeah, he went off on us. So, it's same with Rubio, but Rubio saw no court time. Robin Lopez, no court time. Lamar Stevens came in for 5 minutes.
Hit one
Danny
shot.
Green had a cameo of 4 minutes and 15 seconds.
Stepped out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds. Perfect. I appreciate that. Thank you, Danny. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Look, you guys, the Cavaliers, I'm going to talk to the Cavs fans at the moment because there are some that do watch. You guys, you're us 2 years ago. I thought 2 years ago we should have beaten the Hawks. We should have advanced, and it didn't happen. We didn't execute correctly. This season, you guys have a solid team. I know you gave up a lot for Donovan Mitchell. You might feel a little compromised. You may have to make some difficult trades, or I could see you like re-signing LeVert and maybe offloading a core, or whatever it is. You have options, but it's going to require you moving some players because you need a new mix. You need some playmakers. You need somebody in the three, a small forward who can give you some defense. Maybe won't be as good as a Okoro, but can do some playmaking. The ball can be in his hands for a period of time instead of always Garland or Donovan's hands. And you guys are going to be fine. You may even recover and be, back here next year, not against us, but against somebody else. And you guys might be the ones that advance, or 2 years from now. So don't be totally disheartened by this. This is just the way that the NBA plays itself out. We had to earn this. We suffered. We suffered for 24 months to get back to this situation. Right? Am I talking crazy, Foxy? Or
no, they need a Josh Hart. They don't. You have players on different teams. Marcus Smart.
Okoro could be developed into a Josh Hart maybe 4 years from now, but he's not there right now.
He's not there now. So certain teams have that person who's the soul, comes up with those big rebounds and everything. They just didn't have that player today, on this team for Cleveland. So, and we did. Josh, oh my God, 12 rebounds, only 4 points, but his impact game after game is just unbelievable.
Let's talk about impact again. RJ Barrett, 21 points, a plus 21, led the team. The second closest in plus minus was Jalen Brunson with a plus 11. In a game where there were times where RJ was the second tallest guy on the court for a long period in that fourth quarter. Think about that. The youngest guy in the game, right? I believe he's still the youngest. Was the youngest in this series, or at least one of the youngest. I think he was the youngest. Was the second biggest player on the court during that pivotal fourth quarter stretch, because we didn't have Randall, and Thibs chose to rest Obi. I don't know if rest is the right word, but I wanted to see Obi come back in, but I loved the ball movement. I loved the chaos that those four guards were creating by swirling around with Mitch Robinson in the middle. He was like the tree from Lord of the Rings, the two towers. He's just swatting shit away, throwing boulders at the Cavs.
Dominant performance.
Yeah. Releasing the dam, and the water just came in, just flooded those Cavs out of there. And our four guards took care of business around him. Outstanding. What was your favorite part of this game, Foxy?
I'm really happy for RJ. Star J, Kenny Smith and others say, you make your name during the season, but you make your fame during the playoffs. And
I heard Clyde said that at the end of, I think, the last game of the year.
All right. Well, I'd rather give Clyde the credit anyway.
Give him, he deserves the credit. I know others have taken it since. I think even I've heard lots of other people in First Take and all that stuff take it, but Clyde was the first one who I heard say it this year.
Yeah, but he stuck to his game. Hey, you can't, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, all around game on defense, hitting this thing, 2 for 4 from 3. So phenomenal game, just an absolutely phenomenal game. So each one of those, it's such a difference maker with Brunson there and Josh there. It seems to relax some of the other guys that they can play within themselves. They don't have to do more than they have to. So I'm glad IQ finally had his breakout game, that all of us were waiting for. So wow. But I'm just astonished that they can't score points when you have a Garland, and they can't even score 100 points. How many games this series? And you would think that they'd be lighting it up, but no, not at all.
Totally. I'm trying to get my son to come in. Let's see here. He's going to join pretty soon. Let's talk about Obi Toppin.
What a third quarter changed.
Totally. I'm seeing a different demeanor about him. One of the things that I love about him is that he has like an upbeat personality, an upbeat vibe. He's smiley and all that stuff. I didn't see that. in the third quarter. Right? I saw a man who came to work. A man who came to deliver the best that he possibly could for his brothers out there on the court. And he did it. It was just, I was blown away. 5 of 10, 50%, 2 of 4 from the 3-point line, 12 points, finished a +5. Just an outstanding game for Obi Toppin, especially knowing that if he fucked up, and maybe this worked to his advantage, but knowing that if he fucked up, he wasn't going to get pulled for Julius because Julius was hurt. So in a way that made it even a bigger, like the magnitude of the moment escalated because he knew that everything he was doing had much more significance tied to it. Or maybe he just blocked that out. It didn't matter, but that's what was actually happening. Absolutely. Outstanding response.
It's like you said, he's a doofy type of guy, and he's smiling. So, you know, his first shot, he made his first shot when he came in for Julius. And it looked like he wasn't even thinking about being nervous. He was just enjoying himself. Hey, that Brunson pass, that bounce pass to Obi for that dunk.
Oh,
was that a gorgeous dime? Oh my God. You know, and also Josh, his passes out in transition, grabbing that rebound, grab and go in transition. It's a game changer for this team, the pace and everything that he brings. And like I said, just grab those offensive rebounds. It takes the will of the other team away, man.
Totally. It did. Mitch Robinson, 6 of 9, 36 minutes, 18 rebounds. I'm going to say that again.
But how many offensive?
11.
Killer. 11 I mean, unfreaking believable, man.
That's dominance right there. We got someone in the house.
Dylan.
Let's see. He hasn't shown up yet here. There he is. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the reason why I actually started into the Knicks-Verse. My son, Dylan. What's up, Dylan?
What's up, guys? Hello, Knicks-Verse.
Oh, man. What? Dylan, first of all, congratulations. This is only the second time in Dylan's life that the New York Knicks have advanced to the second round.
Yeah, I really can't believe it. It feels weird to still be watching basketball right now.
Totally. What to you was the most, like, what was the moment where you realized, wow, we're gonna pull this game out? Was there a moment like that, or was it just like till the very end?
I mean, at one point they cut it to 6, and I was definitely a little worried for sure on that one. But then Mitch just kept getting those offensive rebounds, and it just kept killing all the time. Like, it just took off the whole clock. I feel like I even saw us do like 3 possessions in a row.
That's right. Actually, You're totally right. There was in the fourth quarter, I believe we were like in the 3-minute mark or so, around there, 4-minute mark, where it did seem like the Cavs were just hanging around. Let's see here. Yes. Not there. Maybe it was the 6-minute mark. Whenever it was. But you're right. They cut it down to 6. Well, they cut it down to 8. It was 92-84. And then, where I'm looking here, wherever it was. But there was that moment where, and then we just kept getting the loose balls. We just kept getting, we got a second chance opportunity and a third chance opportunity. And it just killed the clock. And we ended up not even making a point, getting a bucket during that sequence, but it burned like almost 1 minute of the shot clock at a period of time where that was even almost more valuable than actually making a quick bucket. If we had made a quick bucket in those first 24 seconds, instead of burning almost a minute, that was the turn of the game. That's when we finally took control of this game towards the end. That was fantastic. Who was your favorite player today, Dylan?
Today, it's got to be Brunson. I feel like we finally got somebody who's worth getting a jersey, because I feel like he's going to be around for a while too.
And you are getting a jersey. I'm giving you a jersey for your birthday. Dylan's birthday is May 12th, coming up. Hopefully, the Knicks will still be, most likely will still be playing at that time. Mm-hmm. And Jalen Brunson jersey for Dylan. Here, you earned it. You suffered.
Oh,
you suffered.
Awesome.
You suffered your whole life. Whole life as a Knicks fan. He's Foxy. He never got to experience.
No, I'm really happy for him.
I'm the 70s like we did.
Yeah, well, I'm older than you, but so I'm so happy for you, Dylan, because Clyde was my guy.
Yeah.
So that's the point guard of my. He was everything growing up. My Pumas, everything was Clyde. So I'm so glad that the next generations, meaning you and everything, have your JB, somebody that plays the game the right way, like Clyde did.
El Cid 117. The whole team, no favorites. We're winning. I love that. It's true. It was a complete team effort because if anyone doesn't do their job tonight, we just don't win. We don't win. These are tough. Close out games on the road when you also know that you have some wins in your back pocket are the hardest games to close out. So this tells me that the New York Knicks, they really are exactly what we had hoped for them to be. Like a tremendous force that can totally dominate for long stretches of time. We're not even a good shooting team. We shot 43.5% overall, 31% from the three-point line.
Which is good comparing to the previous games, actually.
Totally. Almost 80% from the free throw line. We got, oh my God. Do you guys know how many rebounds we got today?
Yeah.
I've never even seen this number. I've never even seen this number.
Almost a half century mark.
I've never seen this. 62 rebounds. We got 62 rebounds.
48.
How many did Mitch have?
48. No, I see 62, Foxy. Unless NBA.com has it wrong.
Oh.
Right? Here. Right? That's 62.
Well,
right?
I thought my stats said 48.
Well, that maybe 48. No. Oh my God. Cavs had 35 rebounds. Wait, hold on. Let's get to the game charts because that'll help us. Here we go. Rebounds. No, 62 rebounds for the Knicks.
Wow.
That is
my final box score must be wrong.
Yeah, you got to refresh it. Refresh your browser. 62 rebounds. That's insane. They only had 35. We got 6 steals, 5 blocks, only committed 10 turnovers, which was the key to this game. Because we didn't shoot that great. 43.5%, 31% for the three-point line, almost 80% from the free throw line. Almost the same with that. But second chance points. Look at all that blue down here, guys. Look at all that blue. We had 20 second chance points compared to 3.
I don't think you're putting it up on the screen, George.
You don't see it?
Mm-hmm.
No. Do you see it, Dylan?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Okay, now you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay, here you go. Look at that. Look at all that blue right there. Points in the paint, 44-34. Fast break points, 20-8. This is why we won this game. These 3 little circle charts right here.
Second chance points.
Second chance points. That is insane.
That's all insane. Mitchell Robinson there.
Where? Oh, the 11. Yes.
Second chance points. Oh, yeah.
Totally. 18 rebounds, and 11 of them were offensive rebounds, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Dylan, I said earlier that Mitch had 11 offensive rebounds, which were more offensive rebounds than Mobley and Jared Allen had defensive rebounds combined.
Mitch had more offensive rebounds than the entire Cavaliers had.
He makes them look small even just from playing too. Yeah.
It was a beatdown. It was a total beatdown. This phenomenal. All right, we got over 150 in the chat. Thank you guys for joining us. Hit that thumbs up button for us. Subscribe, drop your comments, share this video. This is a phenomenal moment. I'm still kind of a little bit in shock that we actually pulled this out because, like I said earlier, 2 years ago we were right in the same exact situation, right, guys? And I thought we were the better team versus Atlanta, but I was proven wrong. And tonight the Cavs fans were proven wrong. It was funny to read the comments on the videos that I put out earlier during the series. Like, why do you guys think the Knicks are so much better than the Cavs? The Cavs were a fourth, all this stuff. I didn't even respond to some of them. I was almost going to be like, you'll see, and this is the proof in the pudding right here. Look at that, and look, the Cavs shot well. 46.7% is not a terrible shooting percentage in general. Almost 40% from the 3-point line. These are very healthy stats right here, and 80% for the. Look at this. If I had told you, if I just randomly pulled you aside and told you, look, this team shot almost 40% and almost 40% from the 3-point line, almost 47% overall, and they shot 80% from the free throw line. Do you think this team would win? Most people would say yes. I would say yes. Yes. They lost by 11 points in an elimination game. Wow.
Especially when you say that we only shot 31%, who would win this game? The team that, like you said, that shot almost 40% from three versus the team that shot 31% from three.
Totally. But I will say, I feel like our nine 3-point makes that we made were very pivotal. They came at like moments where we desperately needed them.
Yeah, there was one from IQ that I saw. Though. Yeah, it was so good.
Right? I know. Talk a little about IQ. What did you think about IQ, Dylan?
I mean, it was his best game, I think, this season. I mean, not this season. This
in the playoff
series for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, I mean, only 5 of 15 in general, but he looked aggressive. Obviously from the 3-point line, just getting his three. I mean, he shot only 30. He shot 33% and then 30% from the free throw line, but he hit all 6 of his free throw attempts, and his defense was just crazy. It was just phenomenal. Mm-hmm. But this is the stat line right here to me. This guy, RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett was a plus.
Yeah, he really turned it around after those first 2 games. He really turned it around.
You sure you don't want an RJ Barrett jersey?
Yeah. Go with the Brunson. And if not the Brunson, go with the Josh Hart.
Oh man. All right. Let's think about this for a moment before we move on. So right now, it looks like the Miami Heat they're up 3-1. Even though I believe that the Bucks are the one team that could come back. This Bucks team could come back from a deficit of 3-1, but there's a good chance that they don't pull it out. All the Heat have to do is win one game. Now they are losing right now. They're down 66-58 with about minute
2 minutes
left.
Yeah.
Now they okay. So it's 66-60. Jimmy Bucket's got a nice bucket there. If the Bucks win this game, what's your feeling, each of you? I'm going to go to Foxy first. Do you think the Heat will hang on and somehow manage to win one of the final 2 games, or do you think it's the Bucks? Foxy.
It all depends on Giannis. I think that if that back's not acting up and he's able to play his way, but I was watching Drew. He's missing. He's bricking it. He's not playing like we're used to Drew Holiday playing and Middleton. So I don't know if they're getting long in tooth, but they're beatable. So whether, I'm looking at it like this, whether it's Miami or Milwaukee, we could beat either one. So I'm not intimidated by either team. In fact, I think you both touched on a great point, whether it was IQ or even Randall, the length of Cleveland with Mobley and Allen really bothered them. They're not going to have that, so I think, RJ, and I think they'll have it easier, actually.
Well, it would be a good prep. It was a good prep for
great prep.
Lopez and Giannis, having to battle Mobley and Allen. So, with that is a good prep for us. How about you, Dill?
I mean, I feel like if they win today, I'd put my money on the Bucks. It just seems kind of strange. It feels like a not so safe 3-1 even though, I mean, 3-1s are normally pretty safe, but just like with the injuries in the beginning of the early games, like.
Yeah, like it's not like a genuine 3-1. It's not like Giannis was there for all the games and they still managed to build a 3-1 lead. Now
they were world champion only a few years ago, so they still have that pedigree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Stanley Mann, the big Jimmy Buckets fan, Jimmy Playoff Butler will determine this series. Butler is the best player on the court right now. We'll see. We'll see, Stanley. We'll see. What's Jimmy doing right now? He's got 16 points, 6 of 12, 20 minutes. It's not 56 points, but that is a good first.
He's been a mid-range assassin, man.
As soon as we're done with this live stream, I'm going to watch that game. I will tell you this, and this may be purely just because I'm scarred and I have PTSD about playoff series against the Heat. Part of me doesn't even want to see the Heat in this playoff series because Jimmy's like one thing, and we just have like weird karma with them that I would almost rather see a compromised Bucks team versus us in the second round. However, the way the situation has unfolded, that they're down 3-1, and if this Bucks team is able to recover and pull out this series victory, then that makes them incredibly dangerous. So then I would not want to see the Knicks face them. So you know what I mean? Like it's like a.
Don't forget they're missing Hero and Oladipo now too.
And Oladipo's out.
Blew his knee out.
Oh yeah, Oladipo's out. That's right. Oladipo. Yeah, Oladipo's out. Look at my God. Bam is 1 for 7, only 3 points in this first half.
And they're only down a very few points. All
right. So let me think of this. So that being said, Dylan, the math would say we want the Heat. We want the Heat. We want the Miami Heat right now. We want the Miami Heat to close this out right now tonight. That's what it would say, because the Heat wouldn't be beating a Bucks team that's got everything rolling in the right way, and they somehow still managed to overcome that and beat them. I mean they built this 3-1 lead with Giannis missing 2 of the games. And even tonight, he's 6 of 8, 19 points. He's doing well. Middleton, 17 points, 6 of 12. I mean, they're shooting. Oh my God, the Bucks are shooting 55.8% right now. We don't want the Bucks. We want the Heat to win this game. That's. Look at Miles. You see Miles still?
Oh yeah, the Boston Terrier.
Yeah, he's a Boston Terrier.
Yeah, cute,
super cutie. Oh wow, yeah. So I think I want the Heat. I think I want the Heat instead. I wonder what the chat feels like. Who do we want? I want to put a poll.
I want to play the Heat too, definitely. Yeah.
You rather play the Heat?
11-1 to odds tonight on the Knicks.
So I think I got to go making dinner soon.
All right, Dylan. Thank you for showing up.
Dylan, it was really nice to meet you for the first time this way.
Yeah, nice meeting you too, Steve. Yeah.
All right, man. I love you. I love you, my son. I'm so happy that the Knicks have finally given you something to cheer about.
I know. I'm making all my friends watch all the Knicks games every time.
Good. That's awesome. All right, Dylan. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right. I love you, my son. Bye. Sit here. I'm going to start.
Hey, George, that wasn't bad. 11-1 odds winner tonight. Picked them to score under 202 points. Brunson, Levert, and RJ to each make 2 3-pointers, and it all worked out.
Really?
Yeah, 11-1 odds.
We're just setting this poll up. Sorry. Is there anything you want to shout? You want to shout the chat?
Earlier I saw Worldwide L talking about Bo, my nephew. Hope all is well, like you saying. Hey, also shout out to what we were talking about earlier, but Phil Porto on sports Morning Brew Sports. Pardon me, had a comment. I was so frightened after watching Trey last night that Donovan was going to pull a Trey today. that he was going to just have a game like that today, and I was so frightened.
Me too. I was too. Honestly, I was. I don't know if you saw the pregame, but I was not. I wasn't like 100% confident on this game at all.
Yeah, so I was like, oh my God, I hope not, and that didn't come to fruition. Thank the Lord.
Yeah, it looks right now. It looks like the majority of the chat is they want the Heat. They'd rather have the Heat over the Bucks.
Yeah, we want to exercise that pass, man. Let them know it's a new world, man.
Exercise some more demons. Woo. That would be sweet. That would be sweet. Oh my God! This is going to be a short post game because I want to go celebrate. I love you, Foxy. I love the whole chat, everything. This is fantastic. This is playing out pretty much exactly the way I had hoped it would. We're leaning into our depth. It's been
differentiator,
huge differentiator. Adding a dog like Josh Hart has made a world of difference. And Jalen Brunson, of course, we actually have a real bona fide top 10 point guard right now running the show.
Clutch.
Who is, I mean, for a guy who's like barely 6 feet tall, he's become completely unstoppable. When you desperately need a bucket, he gives it to you. And now we are right there on the precipice of having a Heat Knicks series that's going to recall the era of the 90s, where, like, I think in 1997 we were right there, and we ended up blowing it to some fight, and it would be a great redemption year where we took care of business against the Cavs and Donovan Mitchell just to like expunge the awkwardness of what happened with the negotiation with Utah, and we should have had him, and then they ended up getting him, and then they ended up having a better record than us, but we ended up eliminating them. Fabulous. And then now we're probably going to face the Bucks or the Heat, but it looks like right now, I mean, we'll see. The Bucks are leading, so we're not going to get.
I hope it goes 7 games because then every day gives Randall more time to heal. We need Randall, folks.
Beautiful. We do. And
shout out for him for attacking.
I felt bad for him. Honestly, and Julius, if you're watching this or anybody who connected with him, I got to say, I loved what you were doing out there in that first half before you got injured. You were battling. It was max effort. Your passing was the reason we were in front at that moment. I think you had already 5 assists or 4 or 5 assists in that first half alone before you got the injury. There were moments there where you could have forced the issue and you didn't. You found the open guy in the corner. And then you started using your physicality to get to the rim, and you were scoring over those 2 big guys. I thought you were playing. I thought it was becoming the breakout game for you that we kind of had hoped. And unfortunately, fucking LeVert, put his leg out a little too far. Honestly, that should be a different kind of foul. That should be an offensive foul in some ways. We have to look back and look into that, because when you're in the realm there and you're sticking your foot out to try to pick up a foul, that's nasty. And now we lost Julius. Hopefully, you still will be able to recover. I've played through a bad ankle myself, so I know it's possible, but I've also suffered an ankle injury where you can't do anything. So I'm hoping that this is the former, not the latter. Let's hope. Or is it the other way around? Did I mess that up? I can't remember. But
get that leg in ice, cryo.
Yeah. He wanted to keep playing. He sat on the bench. You saw the trainer or whoever.
In fact, I was like saying that foot should be in ice right now.
So the chat overwhelmingly would rather face the Heat than the Bucks in the next round. Okay. Can you imagine we go down to Miami and just we eliminate the Miami Heat from the playoffs this year.
I'd love that, and I'd love RJ to continue how he's playing and be the changing of the guard from a Jimmy Butler to RJ taking over that throne.
RJ has a 44 piece already this year against the Heat. So it's possible. It's very possible. Lex the Destroyer says, get some Tiger Bomb, Julius. Ice that ankle for sure. For sure. Oh, man. All right, Foxy. We're going to sign off soon. Thank you so much for joining me on this post game.
Thank you. Thank you for the journey, man. We go through 82 games and with our hopes that we could realize a playoff, and we have, and now, like the old Mets, man, just got to keep believing, man.
It's funny you bring up the Mets. I'm glad you brought up the Mets because I've been thinking about this for a while. Because I remember the 84 and 85 Mets very well. They were good teams. They were young, up and coming, but they couldn't quite get over the hump. Then the 86 Mets came, and we acquired Gary Carter. And somebody else, like a pitcher, whatever it was. But they have this dog mentality, these guys. So it kind of reminds me of a Brunson and Hart being added to this core. The Mets had a really amazing young core of players at that time. Kevin Mitchell, I believe.
Was Dykstra there?
Dykstra was there.
So that's a dog right there.
Dykstra was a future MVP. Kevin Mitchell, a future MVP. Howard Johnson, a future MVP candidate. They were all role players on that team, like an Obi, like an IQ, like a Josh Hart. We have so much quality on this team, and that's why we are where we are at right now. That quality is proving itself out. That quality overwhelmed the Cavs team that had 4 all-star-ish type players. Mobley, 3rd runner-up, Defensive Player of the Year. Jared Allen has been an all-star. Donovan Mitchell has been an all-star. Darius Garland has been an all-star. We only have 1 all-star on our roster. But our young guys... Technically.
Brunson was an all-star this year.
Brunson should have been an all-star. But where I'm going with this is I see the similarities. I see the attitude. I see the belief in each other building. Just stay away from the cocaine. Like the 86 Mets blew it. They won, and then they just partied their asses off for like 3 years. They should have had a dynasty.
Hernandez.
They should have. I'm not going to call out names, but they should have had a dynasty, that team. But it does remind me of that team, the way it was put together, and like a no nonsense type coach. Davey Johnson wasn't the most popular, type of coach, especially even back then. Now he would never be hired now, that kind of guy. But he was the right coach for those kind of guys. And Thibs right now has evolved, and he has embraced the vision. He's embraced the vision that I had when I first started this channel 2 years ago. Our young core is much, much better than most of the other young cores on this in the NBA. In fact, I did a video a year and a half before the beginning of last season, not this season, before the beginning of last season. I did a top 10 young cores in the NBA, and I listed Knicks as the 4th best young core. I actually had the Atlanta Hawks as number 1 at the time. Now I had a cutoff; you had to be 24 or younger. So the Celtics kind of got lost because I think Brown. I can't remember exactly the details, but I got slammed because of that. I was called a homer. I have no objectivity. Well, where the fuck are you now, people? Fucking New York Knicks young core is the best fucking young core in the NBA fucking A. That's right.
Brother.
The fucking Memphis Grizzlies are going down tonight. There's only the youngest team left in the playoffs, it's going to be the Knicks. It's going to be the Knicks. That's right. That's
you tell him, brother.
Right. Yes. 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 Fucking love it.
Oh, man.
Ah!
Hey, and the thing that I'm psyched about, we won 4-1 where multiple players had subpar series. What's going to happen when we're running on all cylinders? Anything could happen, folks. Anything could happen. Jalen brought Dallas to the Western Conference Finals last year. Eastern Conference Finals, here we come.
And to back that up, the Cleveland Cavaliers were the best defense going into the playoffs. The very best defense. We just beat the best defense by playing the best defense.
Yeah. Not only that, the thing that was their Achilles heel, they were number one in defense and points allowed and number one on defensive rating, but they were 25th in total rebounds, and that came back to bite them in their ass.
Yes, because second chance opportunities are crucial in these tight games like this.
Monster Mitch, that's the new nickname, or although I do like JD's Mitchie.
Mitchie? Yeah. Monster Mitch, the blockness monster. He was fantastic. And shout out to Isaiah Hartenstein as well. I mean, he's been phenomenal as well. But tonight was Mitch's night. I was so happy to see him on the court to close the game out. Fantastic. All right, we're winding it down. Foxy, I'm going to give you the floor right now. If there's any thoughts, any summation, whatever you want to do.
I'm just proud of him. Thank you. Like I said, again, it's an honor to go through 82 games. You know, it's hard as a fan, and it's also hard as a podcaster. You want to keep it positive. You're fans, but you see things that, you know, that we have such a, as Knicks fans, that we're always waiting for the bad thing to happen. So when good things happen like this, it's like, wow, we're not used to it. But shout out to the front office, shout out to Tibbs, shout out to all the players, you know, who didn't give up on each other. And, you know, but again, they talked about building a culture here, changing the culture when Leon came here, you know, getting a Brunson, getting a Josh, getting an IQ, a young, you know, RJ, really a young core, that really good kids who are focused. They're not, like you said, they're not hanging out at bars, flashing in the middle of the night after a game, or they're really focused on doing the right thing, playing the game and winning. So I think we're incredibly, incredibly dangerous. And like you said, we haven't even shot the three well. So what's going to happen if we just get our rhythm going? So Julius, you know, shout out to Julius, all NBA season. He'll probably be the third team all NBA. Get that ankle together, and just appreciate you supporting the team. He came out like a warrior to be with his team. And you know what? We wouldn't have been there without his season.
Absolutely, 100%. 100%. Julius was an instrumental part, and I was nervous when I saw him go out.
My heart,
because Obi. I know we watch Obi more than anybody, but at the same time, you know, he could have one of those totally ineffectual 10 minutes, and then like we're down 10, and like ugh. And the fact that he stepped up is phenomenal. But there was a moment there where I was really worried because Julius was giving it his all, and I'm sad for him that he wasn't able to be out there. I'm hoping that, like you were saying, that the Heat and Bucks just take it to 7 games, and the Heat end up winning it in the end, and it gives extra time for Julius's ankle to heal.
That physicality is something Obi can't give. And
no, he can't. And Clyde called it out. I got to finally watch a Clyde Breen stream, and he's totally right. Like, even though Obi gives you things that Randall can't give you, first of all, the ease with which he can score. You know,
like a gazelle.
Yeah, exactly. But he also was, you know, he was bumping off of Mobley, where like Randall was going right through Mobley. That's a huge difference.
But for the whole series, you know, Mobley, you know, future star, nothing. So that physicality on Mobley, you know, shout out to Randall, man. They got lost in the sauce that Mobley did shit, man. Yeah, he was a defensive monster, you know, altering shots and things like that. But on offense, nothing. He didn't have one monster game on offense.
No. No, and because he does, it's only year 2 for him.
I know that.
And he's not, a KD. He's not like that kind of.
I know,
guy.
but
He's gonna, he has to learn some moves.
When they have a Garland and a Mitchell, that everyone's looking at those guys, that they're gonna, that this guy's gonna be open for dunks and all this other stuff, just didn't come out. And damn, Jared Allen played soft.
Yeah, they were shook. They were shook by the physicality of the Knicks, and that is not going to change. Hopefully, when we even go into the next round. Let's hope. Let's hope. All right. All right. Here's some thoughts. When you look at the stats of this series and how it actually played out, Knicks shouldn't have won.
Played terrible. Shot terrible.
Shot terribly. We're against the best defense, and we shot terribly. We shouldn't have won. And
games from the foul line, games. Yeah, it was. So statistically, that's why I'm saying. So we won 4-1. What's going to happen when we play well?
Exactly. And I think as time ticks by, we got this first round win under our belt. The guys are going to. We have young guys. We have a young team. We have the second youngest team currently in the playoffs behind Memphis Grizzlies, and that might end in about an hour. The Grizzlies. I don't even know what the score is. What is the score between the Grizzlies and the Lakers? Oh no, the Grizzlies won.
I know they were winning with like 4 minutes.
Oh, they won.
Yeah.
They won. All right, so they're still the youngest team, but still, we're the second youngest, and I think this experience is going to calm them down. When you get into the second round, you've already gotten the monkey off your back. You're over the hump. You've won that first series. You've proven yourself. You are one of the final 8 teams left remaining in the entire NBA. So you're one of the top 8 teams. All that stuff, I think, ends up calming them down. And that's when the shots will start falling at a much higher pace, at a much higher efficiency. And we already saw RJ had a tremendous game today. Beautiful. He had a couple of 3-pointers, which was
all around.
Yeah, all around. We just need IQ to step up like that, and we need Grimes to come back. Shoulders are weird. They're calling it a contusion. They're not saying it's an actual dislocated shoulder, which is probably what they should have called it originally. But let's hope that Grimes returns, that it really was just a bruised shoulder, which is what contused means, and he'll be back, because we're not most. And then who knows with Randall? I don't want to hope that Randall will be back. But it's, if he does come back, then that's fantastic. But there's a possibility he doesn't make it back. All that said, Miami or Bucks, Miami or Milwaukee, you got a lot of problems in front of you. And it's spelled Knicks. The Knicks are going to come and take you down. We're going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes,
we're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. We're going to the Eastern Conference Finals because we now have the best defense in the playoffs. This team, the New York Knicks, now have the best defense in the playoffs. Look it up. You'll see. All right, Foxy. Shout out to the chat. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much for the invite, man. I appreciate it. And it was great seeing Dylan too.
Yeah, I know. I'm so glad you got to join us here for this. My name is George. This is Into the Knicks-Verse. Welcome. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, turn on the notification bell so you're alerted when we actually go live. And follow Foxy. Check out the Sunday stream on Sports Vibes TV with my brother Keith and Foxy. And I have no idea what the schedule is going to be for the next round yet. We'll check it out at some point. And I'll be dropping another video pretty soon, and a more analytical video instead of just kind of like a party video like this was. But I am ecstatic, and I feel incredibly positive about the future of the Knicks. I called 47 wins. I called 5 games for this series, which was shocking. When I did the pregame, the live on Knicks Fan TV. Not Knicks Fan TV, on Nick of Time with Jay Ellis and Lee, and we had Danny B on there. We had Trey from Trey and Terry. It was a great vibe there, and I was just like hyping it up. I'm like, nah, we're doing it. We're taking care of it. I don't see how the Cavs can even beat us. I don't see any way they can beat us.
I can't wait to see the post interviews with Donovan and stuff. He must look like he got hit by a bus, man.
Yeah, I feel bad. I feel bad for him in that respect. And who knows? He may end up being a Knick after all.
That's all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is George. This is Steven Fox. This is Into the Knicks-Verse. The New York Knicks are going to the second round of the 2023 playoffs. Yes! This team is for real and should be feared. The Knicks should be feared. We haven't even played that well offensively. So we have the other gear. We got Miles on our side. We are going to take this NBA playoffs by storm. It's already begun. All right, everybody, thumbs up, share the video, drop your comments. Love you all. We're going to the second round. We'll see you around Into the Knicks-Verse.
Yeah, go Knicks, go.